and welcome to Book Talks with Sandy. We are so excited and thank you so much for being with us on this Saturday, on the Sunday afternoon. This is part 2 of the Book Talks with Sandy and the Anthology project of Making It Happen. Make It Happen with none other than our visionary author, Kearn Cherry, and the amazing co-authors of this amazing project. What is Book Talks with Sandy? It is our new platform of coffee conversation with Sandy and friends. And we made sure that we wanted to set aside a platform that authors, inspired authors, anthology projects, and more, that you would have a space that you could come and share about your project. And so we're so delighted to have you here. It is a space where you can share your story. You know, they say that your story is not your story. And so these women who are taking part in this amazing book project, Make It Happen, is letting others know how they have had to make it happen. What we know and what we've learned is that this project will let you know how they've been able to accomplish, how they have been able to achieve, how they have been able to attain and inspire others while making something happen. We looked at the definition of making it happen. What does that mean? It means that when something is made or it's coming to pass, you're making it happen. And so I am so delighted. Who do we have with us? This is day 2, and who we have with us sharing this platform this afternoon. I am so excited to have these amazing women. They are women from all across the United States. They are women in their own right who have made a footprint in the earth of making something happen. I have with us the amazing Dawn Lieck. Yes, we have Felice Gillum, Patrice Brumfield, the amazing Toni Blackwood, who is representing the Carolinas, where I'm from. Y'all don't be partial, okay? And then we have the wonderful, amazing Barbara Beckley, Dr. Nichole Peters. She's letting us know, listen, you all going to hear something going on from this amazing lady. And yes, Dr. Josiah Jackson. Listen, I want you to welcome these ladies, and we welcome you. Do put it in the chat. And yes, we want you to let us know where you're watching from. And we don't want to forget and leave out our amazing visionary author, yes, Kearn Crockett Cherry, who said, let's make it happen. She is going to be joining us a little bit later. But ladies, how are you? Take yourselves off of mute and let me know, how are you today?
Doing terrific.
Awesome. Excited
yes.
to be here.
Yes. Thank you for having us.
Awesome. I am so happy to have all of you here. I would like to start with, I do have some information, so I'll go as I have here. Toni, thank you so much for joining. Yes, I want to share you all. I believe, Toni, you prayed for me. We had a terrible storm, you all. Let me let you share a little bit about this woman. We had a storm here, and we were without lights. Dawn is from the coast as well, just recently. Toni and I have never met. We are from the same city and state. I'm from Shelby, actually. She's from Charlotte, North Carolina. And but somehow we connected, and I love her platform. She is the CEO of Then I Rise, and I became a new member of her community. And I began to share a picture of, we were without lights, we were without, electricity, but we had a hurricane to come through. Was it a hurricane or a tornado? It was a hurricane, right, Dawn? This woman of God prayed with me, knowing, and I am so grateful. I don't know if you even remember, I was sitting in my car in my parking lot. And I tell you, she prayed with me, and that's the kind of woman and women that are in this book, making it happen. We never met. She didn't even know how God would bring us together on this kind of stage. And yet he did. Who is she? Who is Toni Blackwood, other than being an intercessor? Who is she? One that reaches out to another sister. She is the CEO, Then I Rise Enterprise. She is the passionate and purpose cultivator, motivational speaker, best-selling author, podcaster, and seasoned professional with over 25 years of combined corporate and entrepreneur experience. She lives in North Carolina, with her fur baby, Romeo. Come on, bring it to the stage. How are you, Toni?
I am so good. I'm so good. And you almost got me. Let me mess up this makeup, right? But that I remember that day, and it just meant the world to me for you to know that you weren't by yourself in that process. And sometimes, we get this feeling where we're alone in whatever we're going through, and that couldn't be further from the truth. So sometimes we don't know otherwise unless somebody makes it plain to us. We get in this place where, well, woe is me. We don't mean to. We know where we come from, but we're allowed to have, it's okay not to be okay every now and then, right?
Yes.
But I love this project. And I know you always ask, well, what in the world made you say yes to this project, right? And it was the title, when I heard the title, my journey has been somewhat, I guess, challenging, interesting. You could come up with all kinds of adjectives, right? Diagnosed with a tumor at 22, and it was strategically placed. And I use that word interestingly enough because it was at the very bottom of my brain. And I had all these other symptoms. I didn't know what it was. I thought it was the flu or cold. They were checking me for all kind of things, but ultimately that's what we found out it was. And so, when we're going through trial and tribulation, for me, getting on this project about Make It Happen was finding that place in yourself where no matter what, you still have to move. You still got to make it happen.
That's right.
And you're not a celebrity. You could be a mom, stay-at-home mom, a career woman, a waitress. It doesn't matter. God loves us all the same, and he holds us all the same. So the title got me because we can sometimes sit down on ourselves. And I'm going to be authentic and say, I sat down for a minute a couple times on my journey. God gave me something and I put it away, and I didn't pull it back out for quite a while. And it wasn't until he said, excuse me. I mean, I literally felt it. Who do you think you are? I gave you an assignment. How are you going to decide to sit down? You need to get up and guess what? Make it happen. Right? So that title just jumped out. It just jumped out. And I'm so passionate about helping women find their way back, discovering what it is within them, because guess what? It's a cultivation of something that's already been placed in you. It's not new. So I'm excited about this. I'm excited about the women that I get to interact with. It's just going to be awesome with us sharing our stories and then meeting other women and impacting lives together. So I'm just ready. I'm ready for whatever comes as a result. And I'm just so proud to be associated with all of you and all the people that are assigned to you that I will get to meet because we decided to move forward with this project. So thank you so much for having me. I truly appreciate being here.
You are welcome. I'm glad you all said yes. And so, Toni, share with us. I asked a couple of questions. You did go ahead and share the signature question. So the signature question is, why did you say yes? So you have answered that. Share with us in your, what jumped out at me is that when someone else spoke into you and said, what are you waiting for? Tell us how that felt. And then when you actually began to go into motion and coming after that, share that.
Honestly, I was jolted, I guess is the right word to say, because it wasn't a person that said that to me, because I literally looked around. For myself, in my spirit, I felt God said, get your act together. What are you doing? I told you to go do something. Get up. So, and I call it without giving too much away, I mean, it was the spirit, it was God that spoke to me and said, get your butt moving. In my chapter that, and I don't, can we share our chapter name? I probably shouldn't.
Oh, yes, yes. Go
Should
ahead.
we?
Yeah,
Can I?
you can share.
Okay, well, my chapter is called The Whisper. Did you hear that?
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Nice.
Because a lot of times, Sandy, we ignore the whisper. You know, oh, it's just easy to brush it off. It's easy to look the other way. It's easy to, I did it for many years. I had the whole blueprint that he gave me in the middle of a conference. I was supposed to be paying attention to the speaker, and I was drawing out the logo and the vision that he was placing in me. And then I put it away. And it wasn't until a series of challenges in my life that, you know, I got popped upside the head by the Holy Ghost and said, hey, excuse me. No, this has nothing to do with why I told you to get it together. Go back and get what I gave you and start moving. That's the whole basis of the name of my company, Then I Rise, because everybody has a then. Everybody has a then. It could be depression. It could be domestic violence. It could be, there's so many thens that we walk with. But what are you going to do? When you're healed, you need to move on from that then, and you need to rise. So I stand on that platform, you know, and this project is another reason for me to put to work what my assignment is, what I've been given to do, and that's to make it happen. So
Awesome.
it was jolting.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. And I think each of you have, as I was listening, I said, each of you have the gifts and the talents that God has given you that you're able to tap in. I think women, there's different facets of us. One, we're woman. We're somebody's daughter. We're somebody's mother. We're somebody's wife. We're somebody's manager on their job. I mean, there's so many layers of us as women. And could I be able to address, and I use myself as an example, as for a woman, are we able to actually tap into all of those areas? And I would say I may not have that gift that one or all of you may have, but I think collectively we'll be able to, what you all are doing and what we're doing, because I'm a contributing author as well.
Yes.
The woman or man that picks our book up, they may bypass my chapter and go over to Toni or go over to Dawn because they be skimming through the anthology and they can find one word. And so it's us as a whole. It's us as a whole that will be able to make it happen for that other woman or that other man or that other sister or that other daughter. And so what you were saying is so amazing, because that person spoke to you and said, what are you doing? What are you waiting for? I do want to let you know, I'm looking at our Facebook, and you guys, you do want to share. Listen, everybody, thank you so much. You all that are joining us on Facebook. We've got some people that are saying awesome, and they're cheering us on. Hello, wonderful women. Hello, blessed women. And there's some people that are watching. I don't know, Kelly, there's a John Kelly watching. Hi, John, how are you? Let's see. Kearn says, hello, authors. So we are hearing from the amazing anthology leader, visionary, yes, Kearn. And so, yeah, we've got them watching us on Facebook, and we're just so delighted that you all would take a Sunday afternoon and be with us. These are some amazing women. I am now going to go to our next person is Felice. Had an opportunity to meet her today. Thank you. I'm so glad that you joined us. I love the sign behind you, says blessed. And yes, you are blessed and highly favored. Yes, you are. Felice Gillum is an executive director of the United Services Organization, a nonprofit agency. It is dedicated to serving our nation's men and women in uniform. She is a graduate of the University of Southern Mississippi. She lives in Gulfport. I didn't know she lived right here on the coast. So you experienced the hurricane just like Dawn and I. Okay.
Yes. My first one ever.
I know. So she lives here in the Gulf Coast. the beautiful Gulf Coast. Those of you that are not from the coast, y'all got to come on down here. We want you to come and visit. Listen, and with her amazing husband, Chris, their 4 kids, Regine, Andrea, Dallas, and Carter. If I mispronounce, please forgive me. Felice, welcome to the stage, and welcome as a co-author of Make It Happen. We're so glad that you're here.
Thank you, Sandy. Thank you so much for even giving us this platform to be able to speak on. It's just such an invaluable experience for us to be able to get together, first of all, with this project. What a blessing that is.
Yeah.
But then to have all of these different avenues to be able to express ourselves and what we're writing about in the book, and just give the world a glimpse of our lives. So I'm just really excited to be here. I'm really excited to work with these ladies and just feel so honored and so blessed to be in such good company.
I think the feeling is mutual. My question to you, and my signature question is, why did you say yes to the project?
Oh, well, first of all, because you don't say no when Kearn Cherry puts something together. That's the first thing. Anything that Kearn is involved with, she's just so anointed, and God has such a powerful presence over her. To anything that she's involved with, you always want to come to the stage with. But secondly, the title of the book and everything that Kearn explained to me that it was about with Make It Happen. My whole life has revolved around making it happen. One, because I had a whole blueprint for life laid out for me, and everything was told, this is how you do this way, and you do that way. And I had the perfect example of how to reach success and how to be the best Christian and how to be the best person that I should be. So I knew, okay, you have to make it happen and go to college. You have to make it happen and do this, and you have to make it happen and save your money. But where I was actually able to make it happen was being probably the I don't want to say the rebel, we'll say maybe a little black sheepish, and the one that goes against the grain. So I had to learn how to make it happen with walking in my own purpose and walking in my own light, and finding my way back to myself to be my own light when sometimes things were dark and the world wasn't as I knew it. Coming up from the way that my parents had protected me from it. But I realized at a point in my life, and I was fairly old when I did realize this, I was probably in my mid-30s, that every adventure that God had taken me on and every experience that he had given me and every hurdle that I had to go over was something that ordinarily someone in my situation and with my upbringing should not have had to go through. But God had to take me through those things to be able to be a vessel to help someone else to reach the point that God had for them to be. Because if they could look at Felice Kelly and say, oh, she went through that, or she was able to survive that, she never should have had to go through this. That's Dr. Kelly's daughter. But for somebody to recognize that through everything that God was able to deliver me from and to lift me up and let me use my voice through that, if I can do those things and come back from all that I was able to come back from, a plethora of things, then anybody and everybody has a purpose. And we can all make it happen. We can all do the things that God has divinely led us to do. Just like Toni said, we have to just get up. We got to get up and we have to get moving. And when God says it's time for us to live in our purpose, then that's exactly what we have. So I'm ready. I'm excited about the journey.
I love it. And as you were talking, one thing and making it happen, and you talked about the dark days, and I think all of us probably can say that there's been a period in our life is that we didn't know how we were going to make something happen.
Okay.
but it was only by the grace of God that it did happen. Share with us, and I want to put that question or that thought out there to even the ladies that I've yet to call and introduce you on. Felice, if you can, and Patrice, if you would get ready, tap into that when there's been a space in your life that it didn't look like it was going to happen, but God did it. God came through. Share that, and then Lady Patrice, if you can come behind her.
Oh, absolutely. I think the first most pivotal moment in my life came when I went all the way left. I was a sophomore at Alcorn State University, Braves, always in my heart. And I did something that was completely unacceptable for the unit and family village that I was brought in. And I found myself an unwed mother. And I was 20 and I had all of the support and all the resources in the world. But in my world, that just was not what was supposed to happen. I was supposed to finish school. I was supposed to get married. There were just so many things that took me against the grain. And I'll never forget, I'm 43 now, if I live to be 100, someone that was really close to my family said that I would never finish college. And a cousin of mine actually relayed the message to me that they said I would never finish college. I would end up dropping out and disappointing my parents and just really not making of myself what I should have. Mm-hmm. And I can remember thinking in that moment, and at that time, my mother was actually in school getting her doctorate degree. So I was finishing up my last couple of years in school, and my mom was in school. And so now we have this whole new life that we were about to be responsible for. And I can remember thinking to myself, if she thinks that about me, how many other people that I've looked up to over the course of my life actually feel the same way? And all of that, I've always been an energy person. And I can remember taking all of that negative energy and just breathing life into myself and into my unborn child and thinking, oh, I'm finishing, and I'm finishing in 4 years. You can believe that. Just wait on it and give me an invitation, because I will. I'll get out of here in 4 years. My mom is going to finish her doctoral program and she'll be finished on time. And my daughter, I'll never forget my father saying, we don't know what it is that God has planned for this child. And now she is just such a shining example of everything that is good that God has in this world. And she's in graduate school, actually inspired me to go back to get my MBA in graduate school. So it was just that one negative seed that was planted by someone that I consider to be family, that helped to manifest into my life and breathe everything good that God had for me. So I did. I went on to school. I can remember the semester I had my daughter on August the 4th. I was back in we started classes August the 16th. I had 20 hours. I remember I had a baby in one hand, a ball in one hand, a book in one, just bees everywhere, basket of clothes on the floor. But I said, we're going to do this, and we're going to do this together, and I'm going to be okay. And that was probably the defining moment of my life, to where I realized that no matter what type of obstacles were thrown at me, that God had me, and my parents had me, and my family and my village had me. And with that type of positive energy, there's absolutely nothing that cannot be accomplished.
That is amazing. Thank you, Patrice. And I want to go with the flow. That's why I'm not going to comment at this moment, but amazing. Patrice, come on. Yes.
So for me, let me just give you a little background, because you asked what was the pivotal moment, correct?
Yes.
And
yes.
So for me, just to kind of give you guys some background, I come from an education background, whereas I was an adjunct instructor for a local community college. And I just simply got to a place in my life where I was just like, you know what, enough is enough with the politics and what's going on. And so this was actually back in 2016. So in 2016, December, I'll never forget it, I had I was a licensed real estate professional already, but I was doing it on a part-time basis. And so for me, in 2016, I said, you know what? I can't do this anymore. I can't simply just sit back and just this, there has to be more to life than just simply teaching and really not living up to my own true potential. And so I decided that year, towards the end of the year, that I was going to make a change. And it took a leap of faith to actually, for me to just muster up enough courage and confidence to believe in myself to say, you know what, I can make this work on a full-time basis as a real estate professional. And I'm so glad that at that moment, at that time, I took the leap, because had I not, I would have never known that I could just simply fly. I would have never known that I'm not flying alone. So for me, it was a no-brainer for me to sign up for Make It Happen. I'm sorry, I don't mean to.
No, it's okay. We have these, what we call raw moments, and that's what this is. And the courage that you have to share these intimate moments. And that's what's going to happen when they read our story. When they read your story, they might as well get the box of tissue and be ready, but for a life-changing. So continue, please.
Yeah, so, I liken that story to, I liken that story to my grandmother, Lucille Bynes, because she was a huge influencer in my life, along with so many other strong women.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's funny because I can hear her voice right now in my head. And she used to always tell me, she says, baby, if I can do it with an 8th grade education, I know you can do it.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
So I'm sorry, ladies. I've come a long way. And I know my goal, my job, my purpose is to teach and embrace other women to live out their full potential. I had a speech coach when I was younger who seen something in me that I didn't see in myself. And she grew me. Between her, my mother, my grandmother, they grew me. And I think for many of us as women, if we have those strong women in our lives, they groom us to be strong women like themselves, but most importantly, they teach us how to be ladies and how to carry ourselves. And so for me, between my mother and Lucille Bynes, my grandmother, and like I said, my speech coach, Ruby Vance, they were huge parts of my life and who I am today. And who am I to deny? And these women that I mentioned, they've gone on. These women that I mentioned poured so much of themselves into me. So who am I not to share what they've shared with me, but most importantly, who am I to deny my talents, my skills, my gifts with the next individual, with the next young lady that's trying to find her way, with the next woman who's an entrepreneur and she's afraid to just kind of step out. I know what that's like. I've been there. I've been that woman and that little girl who's been afraid to share her voice, speak her voice for one reason or another. And sometimes we get to a place in our lives where we just simply have to stop listening to the drunk monkey, as I call it, that's in our ear, and they're telling you, no, you can't do it. Stop. Oh, who do you think you are? Oh, she thinks she all of that. And that's just simply the drunk monkey in the stories that we as women tell ourselves, which in actuality, it becomes an excuse of why you don't move forward. So for me, I just simply got to a place where I just said, you know what, time out, enough is enough. Somebody needs to hear my story. And I pray that it lands on an individual that can take the information that I'm sharing with them, that I'm pouring into them, and they can receive it in love, because there's so much potential in all of us. And if we just stop to love on ourselves, which is the name of my chapter, if we stop long enough to just simply love ourselves, there's so much that we can do. So that's my story. And I'm sticking to it, as they say.
She said, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I love it. You all have shared some amazing things. Listen, those of you that are watching us and a part of our intimate moment, that's what Coffee Conversation and Book Talks is all about. You know, I made a commitment to the Lord is that and today is like one of those aha moments for me, because Toni, when Coffee Conversations was birthed, and all I did was just put up some posts and social media, you know, y'all, those scriptures for the day, and, you know, I pull it out of the Bible app and put it up, and I have a love for coffee. I love coffee. Everywhere I travel, I'm always got to stop at somebody's coffee house. And so over the years, but I made a commitment to the Lord. I said, because I had become an author, a little small anthology book, but to me it's big. So I said, God, nobody knows I've done this. And I said, you know, you given me the courage to do this on Facebook Live. And I said, I always would have a space for authors, because someone needs to hear the story. And this is that sowing of the seed and keep it. And so you all, it's just amazing. It's such a blessing to have each of you here. Thank you. And yeah, we're going to have these raw moments. And I believe if we, as Toni just had a conference of the mask, the removing of the mask, and she'll have, I want to give her a time to be able to do that. That's seeing you, Patrice, and then having a sisterhood around you that allows you to pour out and to cry. I think that is phenomenal, because if we do that more often, you know, so many people say that sisters can't get along and people can't get along, the women. But I'm begging to differ, you all. I am begging to differ now. I'm seeing more women collaborate. I'm seeing more women coming together, whether, as you said, your honor, your grandmother said it, her with an 8th grade education. There's some women that only got as far as high school. But I see women saying, hey, girl, if you want to go ahead and put that application in, and you want to go ahead and go for the associates, the bachelor's, or what, I'm going to go with you. I'm going to help you do it. And, you know, I just praise God for that. The Lord put that in my spirit. And so I feel like that more and more women are coming together. And yeah, I just, Kearn, are you able to, I'm just going to, there she is. Yes. The one and only Kearn Crockett Cherry, our visionary author of Make It Happen. She is, yes, the owner and part owner of PRN for over 23 plus years with her amazing husband. And they have 3 beautiful children and grandchildren. And she is what I call the trio of women who are the co-founders of what? Success Women's Conference, one of the #1 top 10 professional women conferences in the world. They have hit international now. They're hitting the international stage. Why? Because COVID came along, and we're not going to use that other word, pivot, but it made it possible. They made it happen. They had to shift some stuff. And not only that, she is the founder of Make It Happen, of course. Yes, she is a 3-time, 4-time best-selling author. She is a speaker, she's a coach, and she is the founder of the summit. The summit is Level Up Summit and Power Up Summit, and those two. And we're excited about the upcoming of those. Kearn, come on. We know that you're busy. You're a busy lady, but your co-authors, we're here. How you doing?
How you doing?
We're good. We're good.
Thank you, Sandy, for hosting the Make It Happen authors on Book Talk. I have just been kind of tuning, listening in the back while doing that multitasking thing. But after listening to Martise and several other stories, it just gave me confirmation. I always tell people, writing isn't something that comes really easy and naturally for me. I write when I have to write mostly. And so, but God gave me the vision to actually start doing book collaboration. And when he first gave it to me, which was with Trailblazers Who Lead, I was like, really, me? And you really like, wait a minute, is this really God? And let me just double check this thing, right? And so after watching the women from Trailblazers Who Lead, which several of them are on this book journey as well, it showed me what the whole purpose in doing an anthology in the first place. There's one thing, the real calling is to allow people to share their story. Now you're sharing just a piece of who you are, but it is our job to share our story. Our story is a testimony, and most of us probably got 40 or plus more stories inside of us that's gonna touch somebody. It may save somebody's life. We heard Jonathan yesterday tell his story, how he almost committed suicide 3 times. He's only 25, but during COVID, he has blossomed and has 3 different businesses now that he does. I would know that had he not shared his story. So I'm telling you, I feel like, even when I came in to Make It Happen, once again, for me, it was a challenge because I'm like, really, Lord, are you sure I'm supposed to be doing this? Is this really what I'm called to do? And I know Jonathan signed on immediately, but sometimes there's that hesitation. And then I start doubting myself, right? But God showed me Isaiah 60:22. Now, y'all, you want to know if God's talking to you? Just sit in some quiet space. I wasn't even looking for the scripture. I was just continuing to doubt myself. And he sent a scripture because he knows I'm on Facebook. He know everything about us, right? So I'm sitting on Facebook first thing in the morning, and he rolls the scripture right past Isaiah 60:22, and he shall make it happen. That was confirmation to me. And then people started coming in. You'll see many authors that I've just learned. I'm learning about all of them just as you are learning about them as well. So I enjoy the pleasure of creating a stage, and not just a stage. You're going to see my authors in magazines. You see them in different podcast interviews. You will see them at Level Up Summit. Yes, Level Up Summit is April the 16th through the 18th, and you will see them there as well. I challenge you, if you have not shared a piece of your story, if you haven't ever put pen to paper, join an anthology. There are many. There are several people on with me now that have book anthologies that they're launching or already launched. Dawn's sitting right next to me. She on that second one. So look, there's a calling right now. God wants us to share our testimonies, which are our stories. So I am just thankful and blessed that he's allowing me the opportunity to allow all of these ladies to be a part of this book anthology. And I am blessed that they were willing to be a part of this book anthology. So thank you, Sandra, once again for hosting. I'm just listening in and really learning as well, just as you are listening in today.
Well, thank you, Kearn. You are truly a fierce leader. We're excited. Those of us that were part of Trailblazers Who Lead, as I shared with them yesterday, book became a #1 bestseller on Amazon in 3 categories. So you all get ready. If this is a first project for you, then get ready. We're going #1. We're going to go #1 again. And those of you that are authors already in your own right, listen, just add this to your list. #2, #3, #4. Keep going. You all are rocking. I love it. I love it. Dr. Josiah, how are you, my lady? It's so good to see you.
I'm well. I'm well.
And she has her pearls on, you all. She is so amazing. And it's so good to meet you for the very first time. And we just so thankful that you are on the stage with us. Could you share a little bit about, and I'm going to go back in a moment and share with the credentials of Patrice. It's a lot in there, but I'm going to pull some things. We want some people to know about you, okay? But Dr. Jackson, share with us who you are and just why you said yes to this amazing project.
I'm Dr. Josiah Jackson, and
Yes.
I'm a teacher. So actually, I'm still in the reopening of schools as we speak. But I also am a caregiver coach. So I also teach classes on helping caregivers and make it happen. Wow, that term has always been something in my life. I want to say I go between 2 or 3 different careers, I'll say it that way. So I jumped on board because Make It Happen has always been something that I've been doing. In my story, I specifically pulled out the story of being a caregiver to my parents and having to make that happen. First of all, I grew up in a large family, so I've always heard of taking care of parents, but I didn't know I was the one to do it. So in my story, and I think I'll just leave my title, a mystery. It's not a big title, but I'll leave that for when those who want to go get the book get it. Because what's interesting as a caregiver is you never know when you are the one to be the caregiver. And it doesn't, for some families you're chosen, other families you're chosen by God, which was in my case. So I didn't know until the event happened. So I'm just excited to be a part of this. And so thank you, Kearn, and to everyone being a part of this. This is exciting for me to share this story with everyone about being a caregiver.
Thank you so much. And in making it happen and a caregiver, you said that you're the caregiver of your parents, or is it whether it's 1 or 2, you're the caregiver of them?
Right, I was the caregiver. So they're both gone now, but I was the caregiver. Right. But what's interesting is, and so for me making it happen, when the story unfolded for myself, I didn't know I was that person. It just unfolded, and as it unfolded, I didn't have a lot of help or resources. There were resources, but I don't know if many of you have ever been there, but I've talked to several caregivers in the past years, and typically, no one has written the book that says, you are the caregiver, here's what you need to do. Many of us have written stories about it, but when you get to that, when it becomes you're because you're doing too many things at that time, taking care of that person and yourself, and no one tells you what's happening at 2 o'clock in the morning. By the grace of God, I pulled, that happened for me, and so when for me, the story, Make It Happen, it was only the Holy Ghost.
Yes.
Only the Holy Ghost to deal with what I had to deal with both of my parents. My dad had a stroke and couldn't speak. And it's interesting because the members at his church and everyone just knew, I knew what he was saying. I said, no, the Holy Ghost is giving me what he's saying. So that for me, having to make it happen, to, what really, and I'll say even as you read the story, what I did to make it happen was I started a class called Dealing with Caregiver Stress. And so that's a course that I teach, as well as being a caregiver coach to caregivers who are at the middle, beginning, and ending of stages of being a caregiver. So that I made happen. No one shared with me how to do it. It just came upon me. And, it was really God that led me step by step on how to make that happen. So when we talk about making it happen, only God made it happen from day one to where I am right now.
So that's where that scripture says is that all things are working together for our good to them that love the Lord and are called according to his purpose. Not knowing that out of your experience that you are now going to be able to, and have probably been able to, help other children that have become caregivers, not just, well, for their children or their parents, because caregiving could be for children, it could be for a spouse, it could be for, but I think that stress level and the emotions and everything that comes out of that, and of course, that's Kearn's profession, has been for many years, and I'm sure she could speak to that, and maybe some of you all could share in that experience. But thank you. I know the world is waiting for what you have to give through this chapter, and so we are just so delighted that you are able to pour out and share on paper what your experience was with taking care of your parents. Yes. Dr. Barbara, how are you? You ready for us? How are you? Oh yeah, and Dr. Nichole, I didn't forget about you. I know she's sitting on edge. Okay, you want to come on and give a woo woo? There you go.
I'm fine. I got somebody else doing the cooking and everything. I'm fine.
Okay. Listen, we got football fans, and she's a football fan, and yes, okay. I didn't want you to know I forgot about you. Dr. Barbara, come on. How are you doing?
Hello. How are you doing, wonderful ladies out there? Thank you, Sandy, for having me on your show. This is awesome.
Oh, my pleasure. It's my pleasure to meet all of you all. Yes, indeed. Share with us who you are. And I know all of you are on social media. I didn't share with you, each of you, as you were coming on. Yes, just share a little bit about what your profession is and who you are. And then what made you say yes to this project?
Okay. Well, again, my name is Barbara Beckley. I am the CEO and founder of the Diamond Factor LLC, which basically my mission and the business is to help women understand their PPD, I call it, their purpose, their passion, and their drive in their lives, and to make sure that they're exposing themselves with their business, what they do, their light that's in them to shine for everybody in the world. So I do that by doing interviews, just like how Sandy's doing. I have a TV stream show, and I also do coaching and an author and a speaker, and the list goes down. But the biggest thing that I pride myself is to make sure that women understand who they are, because I have that diamond in you. I call it the diamond factor, and that's that PPD, I call it. So I want people to understand who we are and that we are all awesome. We have a genius in us. And a lot of times, with all our stories that we've been talking about all today, sometimes it breaks us down and say, well, I don't know about that. No, that's what makes you stronger. I call the story stepping stones of strength. So with that, that's what I do within my valuable time. I have a day job, but I look at the Diamond Factor as my full fun job.
There you go. She said her full fun job, and you love what you do. I wanted to say
Yes.
it is amazing for me to be sitting here with the interviewers, moderators. Yes, you guys are amazing. So I'm humble that I am sitting here with Barbara and with Toni. These are some amazing women. They have amazing platforms and amazing guests, and it is such an honor for you all to grace Coffee Conversation and Book Talks with Sandy. It is a pleasure. Dr. Nichole, come on with me. Come on. How are you?
I am awesome. How about you, Sandy?
I am great. I am great. Thank you. Share with us who you are and why you said yes. You and we've been ambassadors together for the Success Conference, and I know you have some amazing projects that are going on. Share with us who you are and what made you say yes to this project.
Okay. Hello, everyone. And I'm glad to be on this platform with all these beautiful ladies and their amazing testimonies. I'm like, oh, yes, special Martise. Anybody, Karen can tell you, when it comes to the grandma stories, honey, we are there. That was my G-Ro. My grandmother was my G-Ro. But I'm Dr. Nichole Peters. I have my PhD in leadership and biblical studies. I'm also an executive producer of Believe in Your Dreams Academy, Believe in Your Dreams Productions, and Believe in Your Dreams Publishing. I help people and young women and ladies to snatch back their power, to believe in themselves and to have self-love, and know that when they're believing others, that that's the greatest power they ever have. When they collaborate with others and tell their story and move others, that is one of the best things you can ever do in your life, is when you use your gifts and talents. I also have my own television network called Believe in Your Dreams Television, where I help people not only just to publish their books, but to also tell their story by having a TV show, or if they want to be on Amazon Prime, if they want to go to a mini story, because it's time for us to take it a little further in this media world while we got that chance now.
Yes, yes. Okay. Any upcoming projects that you've got going on along with? We already know about Make It Happen. You're one of the co-authors. Anything that you have coming up?
Yes, on February the 27th, on February the 14th, we have our TV subscribers party where you will get to meet 30 fabulous women and men who are dropping their new TV show on Believe in Your Dreams TV network, on Breaking News Journal Network, also on Amazon Fire Stick, Amazon Prime, Roku, Many Believe Hollywood TV, and also Cambridge TV. This is all happening on February the 14th on Valentine's Day. And the reason why I picked Valentine's Day is because I lost my nephew to Nubaswana cancer when he was only 11 years old, and he always used to say smiles, and his birthday was smile, I'm okay, TT, I'm okay, to my daughters and everything that grew up with him, and he used to always say to himself, just smile. And his birthday is on Valentine's Day, so I am going to release the show on my nephew's late birthday on February the 14th on Valentine's Day, because we still got so much love in his smile.
Oh, that is amazing. That is amazing. So we look out for your project. It is in February. So we definitely will be looking for it for sure. Listen, I am so excited to bring this amazing, amazing woman to the stage. You all know her as an international speaker. She's a coach. She's an author. She's a visionary author. We've seen her on various and many platforms. I'm bringing to the stage at this time none other, yes, Miss Dawn Lieck. Dawn is I think we're at a 3-time bestseller and author now. Is that a shake?
Yes. This is to be number 4, right?
Okay, yes, 3-time best-selling author, international speaker, international author. And you all saw the butterflies. You could not help but see the butterflies. They, as Kearn shared with us about what's happening on Clubhouse, I believe she was shutting down Facebook, okay? The butterflies were all over the place. If you were having a bad day, listen, the blue butterflies, the amazing graphics let you know what it feels like to be set free. We're hearing the testimonies. We're knowing about the amazing authors that is coming out of that project. And what an amazing opportunity for you to collaborate, yes, with your friend, Kearn Cherry. Yes, come on, talk to us. How are you?
I am good. Thank you so much for having me. And I'm just sitting here listening to all these testimonies, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is what it's all about. My book was finally free, and everything that's been spoken today, everybody's like, they've gone through their process of making it happen. You have to make it happen to be finally free, right? So it all just coincides together. But Kearn asked me to be a guest author in this anthology, and I was so honored. Just because, we see people doing all of these different things, and we see the social media, and, like you said, you saw the blue butterflies and everything. Most times women show, they put on their social media face, right? We see the best of everything. We just see the fantastic things that are happening, but behind the scenes, we're making it happen, but there's adversity behind that, right? It doesn't just happen. So for me, everything that I do, I do it scared. And I'm just being totally transparent, because if I didn't do it scared, most of the times terrified, I wouldn't do anything at all. And so when Kearn asked me, to write for this, it like I said, it totally resonated with me. It was an honor. Make it happen is what I've been doing for probably, most of my life, and doing it through fear. So the name of my chapter, and I'm going to share this, it just came to me, and I've been waiting and waiting for God to give me the title to this. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Kearn's going to be like, where is your stuff? But the title wasn't coming. And this morning I was doing the dishes, and he gave it to me. It's called Walking When You Just Want to Crawl. And
Wow, that's
so
good.
we have to do these things, right? We just have to make it happen. So you know, Kearn honored me with writing as a featured author in my anthology, you know, that we just finished. And so, yeah, this is fabulous. Our collaboration goes back, you know, quite a ways, and we bounce things off of each other, and we include each other in our projects. And, you know, that's what the true collaboration is all about. So that's why I wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
And it's so amazing, you all. And I'm putting some of your emails and information. I'm kind of moderating here, but I just want to share the community, what people are really, they're loving you all. And I'm hearing women powerful in God, powerful, finally free anthology. You know, I'm saying Dr. Nichole, they're saying you rock. And then I'm getting that for all of you. I'm just hearing it, and that you all are rocking. So they're looking forward to this amazing book project. I am too one of the co-authors of this project. And many were before me. And you know, you want to say, yes, make it happen. But I kind of like every one of you all, when Kearn does something, and Trailblazers Who Lead, when it came about, and I said, yeah, I'm like you, Felice. Yeah, when Kearn, you just can't, you know, you're going to find a way. You're going to find a way to do it. And so what I share with people is that she believed in where I sit now. She believed in it. And it took my level, it took my thoughts up, way up, you know, it did. It took it up a notch. I said, wow, she wants to be on Coffee Conversation. And so when she did that, I said, whoa, okay. And you know, we kind of look at our own selves. You know, I don't feel that way really anymore, Dr. Jackson. But, you know, when you come from with me, my self-esteem was so low, y'all. Self-esteem was really low. I'm like you, Lady Felice, is that good family, the whole nine. I became an unwed mother, and you're the second person that I've heard say that, because where my age, you're younger than I am. My daughter, you and my daughter are the same age. And so I was a young unwed mom in college. And so I talked about that in Trailblazers Who Lead, because I did too. I went against the grain, you know, hanging out late, doing what I was supposed to do, and the whole night. And so, you know, until you actually get out there in life and you finally find out that mom and dad wasn't so wrong after all. And I learned that after becoming a parent. But my point is that the hurting little girl in me, I talk about that. The little girl that everyone said, you're not going to be this, you're not going to be that, you're never going to be anything, you're not going to amount to anything. And those words, oh God, they became like, you know, prints all in my head, you know. And I'm like, okay, so why should I try? Why should I try? Because they, you know, they say I'm not going to be anything anyway. And so for many, many years, college, out of college, and then I often say that it was my children's father that saved my life. And the reason why is because I was headed down a road of drugs, alcohol, and it was him that saved my life. And when I say that is that, you know, married me. I got married, came off the drugs, and I worked on Wall Street. I was in my 20s, and a little Southern girl from North Carolina. Lord just would give me favor in areas, you know, who finds himself working on Wall Street from the Carolinas, you know. And so, but I was young in my mind. I didn't know all of that. You know, yeah, I can kind of have that on my little, what they call it, I call it like a reel to reel in life. But here we sit now, bringing years forward. I talk about the building of the relationship with my daughter. And so where are we now? It is that I have a great relationship with my children, who are adult children now, and they are encouraging me. They're encouraging me to really help me find my voice. And so what is that is that now I have a business. You know, I have my 9 to 5. Others were talking about that. We have a 9 to 5, but I'm excited to see and collaborate with other people, to see you rock and roll and move, and to have someone that want to see you move. We know that we have a visionary author of Make It Happen, that it's not about her, but it's about her wanting to help shine a light on you and your story and us and our story. We've heard it. And now what are we doing? We're making it happen. We've made it happen. We're now able to share, as Dr. Jackson was saying, she's able to teach a class. She's able to share with people who, during, I would think now with what our world has gone through, the history of, we're embarking on year number 1 of the first year of COVID, come, I guess, February, this month and next month. And so many lives have been lost due to this disease and this infection and this disease. And so what a phenomenal time. That's the scripture. It says that at the right time, I, the Lord, will make it happen, not us, but it's the God that is in us. I believe Paul says, he says, it's not I that live, but it's the Christ that lives in me. So it is the Christ that is propelling us, that is pushing us to do what we do. And so we know that it is not about us, but when they see us, they see the God in us. When we speak, they hear the God in us. So it's reaching their hearts, it's reaching the spirits, because it is his desire, is that they come to know him in their authentic way, in their, take the mask off, remove the mask, come as you are, just as I am. And y'all, y'all know I've heard all the hymns. But yes, that's it. Come as you are. And we're saying, come as you are. Get the book, look forward. There are many activities, Kearn. Would you share with us, do we have a projection of whenever we're going to be releasing, or the summit? Let's talk about the summit. Share with us what the expectation of the summit is going to be like in April.
Okay, so first of all, I will answer. The book will release late March, so look for our bestseller campaign. We'll do a big announcement around it, and you'll see a lot of things. Right now, you're going to see our authors on, like I said before, many stages. You'll see them featured in different magazines that are coming up, and different interviews that they'll be a part of. So you'll kind of get a glimpse of what's coming up, because there's actually 30 of us. And so you've only seen a few of the authors that are part of this particular book anthology. So get ready, because there are more stories, and you will see these women and men. We have Jonathan with us that will also be on other stages as well. So level up is all about, it's time to level up your life. Y'all, I know we're in a different time frame, and nobody ever saw COVID coming. But during that time frame, many people have just kind of either sat, or they're staying where they're at. They're just staying level, hoping to make go through, and their life is consistent. Many people like, I just want things to go back to normal. I'm telling you, it's time to set your life on fire and take it up many notches, right? Don't get complacent. Don't stay where you're at, because right now we have so much extra time. And why do I say that? Sure, you might be still working your 9 to 5 or 12 hours, whatever you're working. But guess what? You're not doing all that extra stuff. I mean, right now, look, we can't even travel into other countries. We may do, some people might do travel here and there, but most of those people are used to traveling 3 to 4 times a year. So many of us aren't traveling at all. And so we have the extra time. Even if you have children or whatever, you have some extra time. So I challenge you, during the time that we're in, particularly 2021, it's time to level up your life, level up your brand. You are a brand. I don't care what you do for a living, janitor, cook, teacher, CEO, whatever you're doing, you are more than just the job. You are more than just that one business. Many of us should be doing 3 or 4, if not more, businesses. So I challenge you, take this opportunity. And I ain't saying God created COVID, but he sure made us realize one thing. You got time. You got time to serve me. And inside of that, you got extra time to create a stream of revenue, to create something for yourself. Share that testimony. Get on stages. Level up. Level up. So you'll hear more and more about Level Up. You'll see more and more of our authors that are part of this journey. We're on a journey, y'all, and we want you to join our journey as well. Follow us. If you're not following any of these ladies, they're all on different platforms, including Facebook, Instagram, many of them on LinkedIn too, which everybody knows that's one of my favorite hotspots, right? And then, of course, which has outranked almost everything right now, is Clubhouse. Yes, that's right. Clubhouse is rocking. If you ain't there, get there. Yeah, you're going to hear me say that a lot now. Between Clubhouse and LinkedIn, you need to be doing your thing, because that's where you can monetize, go to the next level, and level up. So I challenge you, if you're out there listening to us, just like these ladies, they're already begun their journey to level up. And you need to join them, because it is that time. No more excuses. Level up.
I love it. Let's see, yeah, there, I thought I was on mute there for a second. Okay, so what I would like, thank you so much, Kearn, and those you all get ready for Level Up. I put just 2021. I couldn't, what was the date? What is the date it's scheduled for?
April the 16th through the
April 16th.
through
April
the 18th.
16th.
It's a 3-day conference, y'all. So get ready. Y'all know how I am. I love to bring in powerhouse speakers, and they won't be any different. Dr. Sherwood has already joined as our top headliner for the conference. So you know, no matter when she hits the room, she's dropping it, right? So you gonna have to be there. You gonna have to be a part. Yeah, I love bringing in many speakers. So if you're not sure if you should join the stage, apply anyway. Go ahead and go to time to the number 2 level up. Time to level up. Go ahead and apply. You're going to see ads. You're going to see things. Go to my Facebook site. Join me on K Connections with Kearn Cherry, or go to my business page, Kearn Cherry. Yes, my personal page is pretty full, but go to those and join. And look, since I'm here, being the co-founder of Success Women's Conference, join Success Women's Nation as well, because we are making it pop over there as well. Join us.
Yes, thank you so much for that information. We are kind of in our last hour. I would like to start with Dawn, and then we'll go across. Dawn, anything new coming up that you would like to share with our audience?
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, we had just discussed that I just finished the Finally Free book anthology, and we also spoke about when we're given direction, when we're given the word, right? And so I absolutely was not ready, but I got my message that it was time to do the second anthology project, a week after Finally Free launched. And so it was a very strong message, and I was listening to the whisper, Toni. I was listening to the whisper. I mean, it was just pretty straightforward. So the project is called, the new anthology is called Drop the Mask, Share the Crown. And so that is rolling out. I'm actually, I was just saying earlier, I am pretty much just to capacity for the authors already in 4 days. And so it is an anthology that is based on collaboration, another something that we've been talking about today. The collaboration from expert women of all races and ethnicities coming together as one people to help conquer the divide that is in our society right now. I think that it's kind of the elephant in the room. I think it's something that needs to be covered and talked about. And so that's what was given to me. So maybe a little bit controversial to some people, but you know what? I'm being obedient. So there you have it.
We need it. We need it. And that is amazing. Yes. Toni, any upcoming projects that you have coming up? I know you just ended with your conference, but what about in your show? Could you share with us? I know it's Saturday, but our audience, let us know, when can we watch I Rise?
Come off mute. That's always getting me, the mute thing. Always. First, before I jump into that, I just have to say to Dawn, oh my God, that title is amazing. I love that title.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, the conference that Sandy referenced that I had was Unmasked. It was a virtual conference just based on unmasking. And because we wear so many, and the irony is that we have to wear one now, but truth be told, we've been wearing masks for years and years and years. You know, we've been hiding behind, you have a mask for work, you have a mask for your spouse, you have a mask for your children, a mask for your parents. So I love that title, because anything that has to do with us unmasking, that means we're walking towards healing, right? That means, and snatch is a powerful word, but guess what? It's time. If you don't take it off, somebody needs to pull it off you, so the world can really get all that you have to give. And the show, the podcast that Sandy referenced, the Rise and Shine Stories of Triumph, is kind of a, I guess, Karen, would I say it's like a live anthology walked out on Saturdays, you know, because the whole basis of it is to bring folks, real people, you know, the lady in the cube next to you, have no idea what she's walked through, right? But if you knew, oh my God, what an impact it would make on your life, you'd look at her totally different. And so a Rise and Shine Stories of Triumph is what we do. We talk to folks, and it's just girlfriends chatting about the journey that they've been on. And we have men on the show too. And it's funny because one of the questions we always ask, like Sandy's staple question is, you know, is there anything that you don't want us to maybe discuss while we're on the show? We like to respect our guests, you know, but honestly, folks have shared things they had no intention of sharing, because the spirit comes in the room, and then, you know, we're all blown away with the power. And I have no doubt Make It Happen is going to be the same way. And that book that you're about to drop is going to be the same way, Dawn. I say, Benicia and I, that's my co-host, we get to do our show. It's a privilege to share that platform with folks, because I got a little fired up earlier, but good thing I was on mute. Somebody said something about, I think it was Patrice, girl, you said something about right along the lines of what I said about how dare you, you know, that what you were talking about is legacy. It's legacy. And if God pours something into you and you don't listen, you've disrupted not only your legacy, but all the people that are attached to you that are supposed to continue. There's a continuum. And so I use I Rise and then I Rise as a platform to make sure that no balls get dropped. So I'm so grateful and blessed that, honestly, that I've even had the opportunity to share time and space with Karen. And she says, go, before the O comes out, I'm coming. Yeah, coming. I'll try to figure it out. Whatever it is, I'm gonna be there. You know, because we have a job to do, and not just for ourselves, but for everybody that comes behind us. You know, so I'm the show you're going to be on. Some of you will probably be on a Rise and Shine to talk about this project. I'm so looking forward. Benicia and I can't wait. I think we put special time aside a couple times, so I can't wait. I can't wait. This is awesome. Thank you for allowing me to speak again.
Absolutely. Barbara, could you share with us anything coming up on your show that you'd like to share with the audience?
Yes, thank you. For first
Awesome.
of all, I'm really building this Diamond Factor experience with Barbara Beckley show on 3E60 TV because I want, like I said before, the diamonds, you ladies, for your purpose and everything shining. All these stories that you're talking about today, everything that you've been through needs to be said so you can give hope to other people. So I am building that up and I'm just adding more days. I have 3 days out the week. Now I'm going to be probably doing 5 days out the week because I know there's a need for that. And I just want to add something I didn't get a chance to say about why I got in the book. But I was kind of last one to come, not the last one to kind of sign up. And I told her, I said, I don't know if I said, first I was like, no. And then she says, okay. And then I came back. I said, you know what? Some that whisper, what we were saying earlier, told me that I needed to get in this book. And I've been in other collaboration books, but this particular one, I'm so glad I said yes to because the story that's in it, the title of my chapter is called Tough Love Made Me a Conqueror. And the tough love was my mother. She was a sergeant. I would call her a sergeant because she basically didn't go for anything. I got an A in class. She said, "Where's the A plus?" I got an A minus. She's like, what? I mean, she would basically be on me 24/24. And when you're younger and she kept telling me, you need to do this, you do that. They're not gonna look at you this way. You're not gonna do this. You gotta make sure you get your grades and all this and everything. At the time when I was younger, I was like, why does she keep beating me down? I'm trying to do what I need to do. And she keeps on doing that. And the biggest thing about that was when I found out about her story when she was growing up. Somebody said, eighth grade level. She had an eighth grade level. She was sent from Mississippi to Chicago, and basically, family members turned her into a prostitute for a while. And with that, then she got molested, and she grew up in that hardcore surroundings until she got older, and she just broke her way out of everything. She made sure she had her own business when she got older and all that. So to say all that, then I understood when I got older and she told me the stories. I said, oh, that's where all that came from, where she was just so
Mhm.
hard on me. So I just want to say that the stories are so important and to understand that there's a reason why things happen and to always make sure that the inner voice, like you're saying, and right here tells you, yes, I got to make another move, no matter how it comes. It might not come, like they said, it might come harsh, but in the long run, it's doing you to move you to the next level.
Awesome, 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 awesome. And I love what you're offering. I wrote down something. I love the PPD, purpose, and I put purpose twice. I'm not quite sure. So, and then I have drive. So, could you tell me
Yeah.
what my second P is?
Purpose, passion, and drive. PPD. What is your
Passion. That's what
PPD?
it
Yeah.
is. I will get better, y'all. Okay, I love it. Okay, great. In this time, if y'all allow me, Book Talks with Sandy, I have a part of the show that we select the book of the day. Okay, so when I do Book Talks with Sandy will be aired as it's airing today, but just 1 hour. It's on Saturdays, Saturday afternoons at 3:00 p.m. It is for inspired authors. It is for authors as well as anthology projects. And one of the spotlights is that we would highlight a book of the day. And I didn't do that on yesterday, although this is a special. And I want to do it today because I think it's very fitting. There are two books that I want to acknowledge. One is by the late Cicely Tyson that has just transitioned and it just passed. Her memoir is now, you are able to find it. If it did not sell out, it sold out the very next day. She passed right after her birthday, and the book is amazing. So her memoir you can find on Amazon. You also can find it in, a couple of people told me that they could find it in Books A Million and Target. And it's the I Am. Okay. And such an amazing memoir. And the second one, I don't know if you all have ever heard of this woman here. She is the retired of Mary Kay. She was a executive director, just as our very dear, can't say she's a friend, but I got to know her, is Gloria Mayfield Banks. But this woman, which is Ms. Nora, they all address her as Ms. Nora, have never had an opportunity to meet her, but her book is phenomenal. And what is her book saying is, why are you sitting on your greatness? This is one of the books. And I thought it was so fitting because I flipped over into a chapter. Why are you sitting on your greatness? I am doing my best. I am a work in progress. But she references the scripture. And in that scripture, she talks about being fearfully and wonderfully made. I had flipped over to it just a few moments ago. Yes, here it is. Psalms 139 and 14 tells us that we are fearfully and wonderfully made by God, and God's work is wonderful. And so I just wanted to share that little spotlight with you all, that these women have amazing books. You have Finally Free that Dawn has just released. And then there's some others. You guys got to share with me your books. And then, of course, we have Trailblazers Who Lead. And there is going to be a Trailblazers Who Lead #2. So Kearn didn't have an opportunity to mention that. And then I do want you to share your book. Dr. Nichole, I'm going to bring you back on and let me know about your program. But I want to let Felice, because I believe that she's going to be dropping off from previous engagement. But those of you that are hanging out with us on Facebook, listen, like, share, let your friends know. The Women of Make It Happen Day 2 has been aired. You can go back on Coffee Conversation with Sandy and Friends. Listen to the replay. If you missed yesterday, we had some phenomenal women. I'm going to come in and share a couple of announcements from a couple of the guests that were on there yesterday. But Miss Felice, what do you have to share with us? Any events or any projects or that are coming up?
So right now, this is my major project, along with trying to finish my MBA program. But one thing that I will definitely be doing, I've learned so much through this experience. It's been such a blessing. Anything and everything Kearn tells me to do, that's what I'm going to be doing, so that I can walk in my light and my purpose and be ready for the chapter that God has for me next.
Awesome. Well, we look forward to reading your story. We're looking forward to seeing you on many stages that she's going to provide for you. And it's going to just make that space even the more. She's making the space. The world is waiting to hear your story for sure. Dr. Nichole, anything coming up that we need to know about?
I just had said about my TV show that's getting ready to come out. I'm in 4 anthologies. I am a Victor with Dr. Cheryl Wood. Of course, everyone know I'm also one of her. I'm also a part of her Impact Nation as well. But I want to tell y'all, because I didn't get to tell my chapter earlier. My chapter is called God Said I Had to Make It Happen. All the things that I went on in my life. Y'all looking at someone who had a gun pointed at her head twice, was hit in the head with a gun, struck 4 times in domestic violence. I've been through it. I had to get a speech therapy. I had to go to occupational therapists. I had to get a brain, I had to go through different brain techniques. I was spelling the word that, D-E-T, instead of T-H-A-T. I had to relearn a whole lot of things, but I never would give up. And I was just like, when God had called on me, I was like, what? Me, out of all people, no. I mean, I don't talk like how Sandy talk. I don't talk like how Karen talk. Or how, God, why me? And I had to think about Moses. Even Moses had a speech impairment. And God still used him to get them out of, get them all from Pharaoh and get them over and out of bondage. And I'm here for women. That's why I got an organization called Women of Love, Power, and Respect. To teach women that when you love yourself and you love God, you won't let no one ever abuse you, and abuse is not love. To know that your power is not from my PhD is not my power. My title is me being a publisher or anything. It's not my power. My power is in my DNA from God. And when you tap into that type of power, you will know the kind of strength that you have, and you will always be able to fulfill and be equipped with everything that comes your way. And respect. Once you respect yourself, you will know not to let no man, no woman, no anyone continue to disrespect you. Because when you disrespect yourself, or you let others disrespect you, it's a pattern. It's a pattern. You start being around people that are narcissists or people who are judgmental or everything. I done been around judges. I had a chip on my shoulder for years. And when God said, you're going to do what I said do, because I was running like Jonah. And every time I ran like Jonah, God said, okay, I don't care where you run, I'm going to find you. You're going to put my message out here. You're going to do what I said. And that's why I have over 60,000 women in my online organization now with Women Love, Power, Respect. Because even though John was in that belly of the well, I was going through the belly of hell. I was in hell until I stopped running because it's exhausting. You can't run from your calling. So that's why I said I had to make it happen. And I made it happen for so many other women can go back and reach back others too. It's time for us women to stand for each other, stand with each other. And that's what I love about Karen. She stands genuine from the heart and she loves others. She put platforms out there for all of us to be able to be seen and be heard. I love the fact of being an ambassador with her program. Miss Sandy, I think it's what I was second or third time together as an ambassador. I'm ready to be ambassador on her next program, on her next conference she have, because it's worth it. Seeing other women break them chains, y'all. Let's hurry up and keep breaking them chains, because when we break through, we put them on our bus. And I told God, no more am I running. I'm getting on that bus, and bus is breakthrough, unstoppable success. Because when we break through and we become unstoppable, just imagine how many women we can carry with us on that bus, and we all get to our success in our life. Everybody have a chance, all walks of life, no matter what color they are, no matter who they are. You are great, you are enough. And that's what I had to tell you. That was my chapter. And I just wanted y'all to know that it said, God said I had to make it happen.
Woo, 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 woo. Yes, 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 yes. Go on, Dr. Nichole. Yeah. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Listen, it's so much. You all are so amazing and great. Miss Patrice, Lady Patrice, if you'll come on and share any upcoming projects. I do want to share, did I talk about anything in your bio? No, I didn't. I want them to know how fabulous you are. Miss Patrice Brumfield, she is a personal and business real estate consultant who has specialized in developing stronger communities by assisting families to become homeowners. Yes, as a professional, as an experienced professional realtor with over 17 years of experience and a demonstrated history of working in the residential real estate industry. She is skilled in contract negotiation, real estate property acquisition, financial planning, budgeting, and advancement. So it's a lot. That right there speaks for itself. If I can allow for time, we're going to go ahead now. Let us know what's going on. Do you have any upcoming things that we can support you in?
Yes, so my current activities right now, I just finished my chapter and I submitted it. So Karen has that. I'm excited about that. I'm also launching my coaching practice. So that will be launching soon. In fact, within the next 90 days. So I'm looking forward to that. And then, of course, you know, you can't work with Kearn without actually doing your own book. So I'm actually starting my book project as well. So you guys can look forward to that. I'm actually excited about all of it. So no, thank you. And I'm very blessed to be here. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Dr. Jackson, I want to turn it over to you, and we're going to be actually wrapping it up. I do want to share a couple of announcements when Dr. Jackson finished, and then we will be ending our broadcast. I'm going to go back and Dr. Jackson, can you share with us, is there anything that we can support you with? And that's what it is, ladies, about supporting each other.
Yes, and thank you, Sandy. Also, thank you, Kearn, again for allowing us this space today. Due to COVID, I typically had caregiving conferences where I spoke on dealing with caregiver stress. That was my topic. And so due to last year not being able to have conferences out of state, I started having my caregiving classes every second Thursday of the month. So certainly email me. I'll leave my email in the chat. If you're interested, you know, any caregivers or those who interestingly, due to last year, many people found themselves in a very unique type of caregiving situation in the midst of not being able or being restricted from going out. So in the few classes I've had, just actually since January, we've learned that many people had a hard time. Not only did they lose someone, but they also had a hard time having people come to the home just to help them out due to having the mass situation or not having families come at all. So caregivers had a really tough time last year. Some are still I don't want to say bouncing back, but learning how to deal with this 2021 now, and how to come through this situation right now. So my class is every second Thursday. So if you want to join us, it's a free class, virtual, but we love to just connect with everyone, and it's really a support group. So that's what it really is, support group for other caregivers. So certainly email me or go to my website, josiahjackson.com. Thank you again.
Thank you. What I was saying, thank y'all. What I was saying is that, yes, we grabbed the email, the website, and that those that would like to join you on a Thursday evening, just to go to the website and it'll have the schedule. Yes.
Yes, you're right. Yes, they can. They can email me and I'll send them a link. That way they'll have the information, and it's by Zoom. Yes, exactly.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Okay. Kearn, before I bring you back on for last minute, may I share some announcements that we, Dr. Kathy Amos, who is one of our chair, she is a co-author. Those of you that may or may not know her, she is one of our co-authors in Make It Happen. And she is the chairperson or CEO of Business Empowered Business Empowered Mississippi Chamber of Commerce. We're talking, this is the entire state of Mississippi. It is a chamber. On this afternoon, she will be hosting the best show. And so you will get a chance to see her and meet her. That is one of the programs that that is offered through Business Empowered. And there is on tomorrow night, Monday night at 6 p.m., I will be co-hosting with her, and it's called Mike Night. What is Mike Night? Mike Night is just like a dine and learn where you can come up for, well, it's like speed business introduction, where you can come on and share about your business, what your business is all about, what you're doing. So I really would love to invite you all to watch out for us on Business Empowered Mississippi, and the show is called Mike Night. There are 5 speakers. I will be keynote on tomorrow evening, and so would love to get that information. If you can't make it tomorrow night, the website, the Facebook group is called Business Empowered. Business Empowered Mississippi Chamber of Commerce. So you can find them. You can find them on social media. Find her, Dr. Kathy Amos. Yes. Is there, and I believe that was the main one that I knew about as far as announcements for the week. Kearn, do you have any announcements?
No, well, no, not really. Really and truly, I want to encourage people to, if you're looking to speak at Level Up, that's the biggest thing I'm pushing right now. And okay. If you want to be a part of Trailblazers Who Lead 2, we are announcing, that is an announcement for February. I am looking for co-authors. I did drop my link. You can go to kerncherry.com and you'll see more information there where you can actually connect with me and sign up for Trailblazers Who Lead 2. So I encourage you, no matter what road you're on, make sure you share your story out. I always say 2 to 3 times a year. It seems like a lot, but it really isn't. You're going to impact and touch somebody. And in the process, you may save somebody's life with your story. So your story is never your story. Your story is somebody else's. We were called to share our story out loud and to share it, whether it's vocally or written. And so I encourage you, join a book anthology. A lot of us don't have time to write a full book. And so join a book anthology. And if you're one of those people that's already done a few, start a book anthology. Be the visionary author that brings in other people and allow them to share their story. I do help people on that. I coach people all the time on creating your own event, because it's time to stop having big old parties. Look, ladies, that's what I tell you, that's what we do best. We tend to have all the great things, and then there's nothing at the end for us, right? We got to make sure that we're having an event that not only pours into the people that are part of the event, but also you leave full, not just full, you know, in the rewards of it, but your pockets too, because it takes money to be able to continue to bring this level of engagement. So I encourage you, create your own event. If you haven't done one before, if you're a speaker, coach, author, you should be doing that. And if you need help on that, that's things that I coach on all the time. I also coach on, as I said before, people starting anthology, because I really think most of us should have our own anthology out here somewhere. So that being said, I want to encourage you, if you're looking to speak, Time to Level Up is the website you can go to sign up, and we'll follow back with you. If you want to just get with me on any other coaching thing, you can go to Kearn Cherry, KearnCherry.com. I'm on most social media, Clubhouse, LinkedIn, Facebook. And Lord, if you can't find me on Facebook, you just not looking. You can find me on the Kearn Cherry or Kearn Crockett Cherry. I'm on Success, Power Up, Level Up, all those platforms. You can find me and connect to me, and I do answer my messengers as well. So I'm very thankful again, Sandy, for you taking your weekend and hosting the Make It Happen authors. Like I said, you just got a taste of who's part of this project. There are 30 of us, and 30 of us are sharing pieces of our story. So join us on the journey. I really appreciate it. And connect to all the ladies, because they have way more than they're delivering today.
Absolutely. I totally agree. We would love to do the follow-ups, be looking for that follow-ups, because here's one thing I want to know: what's happening when the readers get the book in their hand. So I love hearing the after. Okay, so this is a journey. We're excited. So this is Sandy Sanders of Book Talk with Sandy. I've spent this afternoon along with you with the amazing co-authors and the visionary author, Kearn Crockett Cherry, and the visionary author and the co-authors of Make It Happen. We've been on this afternoon stage with none other than Dawn Lieck, Barbara Beckley, Dr. Josiah Jackson, Toni Blackwood, Felice Gillum, Dr. Nichole Peters, Patrice Brumfield, and the one and only Kearn Crockett Cherry. It has been my pleasure. As you know, Book Talk with Sandy is a platform for authors, inspired authors, and also anthology projects. If you would like to reach out to us, please go to my email, which is booktalkswithsandy@gmail.com, or visit my website, which is www.coffeeconversationswithsandy.com. It has been a pleasure on this amazing Sunday afternoon. I do want you to go back and look at the replays if you've missed these amazing raw moments with these authors. And I tell you, this is only a small portion of what they're going to be sharing in the book. And possibly what you won't find in the book, you will find it on these interviews. It has been an amazing Sunday afternoon. God bless you, and know that I do love you. You guys take care and have a blessed evening.